Everyone, Deltone here. It's been a while. I've been injured a few times in the past. I don't know whenever the last time I got on to. Uh, Basically, while I was editing the two videos that I had, I got called into work. Well, I was at work, but I got called in to do something. I got hurt. Not bad, but couldn't use my hand. Well, I could, but you know, essentially, I don't get paid from YouTube. So if it comes down to me having to decide between my keeping my hand intact and making or editing a YouTube video, I'm going to get my hand looked at. After that got to where basically I was no longer doing light. I couldn't even do light duty with that hand. Shortly after that, we had issues with the plant where I had to be there and diagnose it. Well, basically, I was not necessarily having to be there, but I had to be like focusing on the computer remotely from work all the time to basically monitor it to see what I can pick up on what's being done when. And then lately what I've done is, I don't know if you saw at the beginning, I now have a splint on my, not my middle finger. No, it's not the middle finger. It is not. If anyone asks, yes, I am in the Ram. I'm in the Ram. I've been driving the Ram since end of April. I need to switch back to my Pathfinder because I've been driving this every day. I'm technically supposed to be on light duty, but what I want to get done is a self project, so I kind of have to do it myself. So, what can you do? Ow. What can I say? Oh, and I've been having sort of family issues. I had something happen to my friend, which basically her kids, which would be my god kids, something happened with them, so there's that. And then there's the fact that my godmother, she passed. So I've been going through a good July. So, and today's my birthday, so I can't even do editing. Well, I can do editing, but since I'm right-handed, but so much is like just moving my hand like this hurts it a lot. But I have to get to and from work, so at least now with this on, the other splinter that was on it, yes, that is electrical tape, mechanic number one. But it is a actual official splinter. This is an actual splinter, not the one it is the one I wanted, but I got the wrong size. But it is whatever. I have a splint on, and I can now bump, as you can hear, I can now at least bump it into something and not go and want to die. Um, Essentially, as far as the truck's concerned, I haven't uploaded a video yet about the dash harness replacement, but I've had no check engine lights. I've had no can line issues. I've had no intermittent issues of the computer due to that dash harness. I can, when I'm reaching down there to stick the code reader up to it to do diagnostics to check on things, it doesn't set off a CAN system error. It doesn't do anything anymore. Because the only CAN line, because some people don't know this, the only CAN line wires that are in your body harness go to the CAN bus setup on that side of the truck, or your passenger side of the truck, and the CAN lines that go to the now when I say high speed, I'm gonna say high speed cans. The high speed cans. The only high speed cans on there are the passenger side, CAN bus hub and the actual wireless receiver that's in the back of the truck. Those are the only high-speed CAN wires that are in there. The only, but even though you have those, there's still just two wires that jump them back and forth across the truck, even though they're like 5 or 6 CAN line sets in the passenger side. Only 2 wires actually run across the body harness, so you only have 2 sets of wires that run through the harness. Which is why I haven't had an issue with the body harness. The only body harness issue I had was when I put this, since this is a crew cab and they gave me a quad cab harness, I had to make the quad cab harness work by extending the harness. Now, the overall harness fits. The only part of the harness that did not fit were the ignition module that's in the back, the wireless receiver module. That was the only wires that would not reach. So I extended those wires. Those wires are soldered, taped up. The only issue I had was when I did that, shortly after I did that, I took it to the dealership to get the module programmed so I could so I could do more diagnostics with the truck. It does me no good to be able to take the engine apart and then put it back together, and I still can't turn the engine over. I can't do that. So I took it to the dealership to get it programmed. We'll get the body control module programmed so I could check all the electrics in the truck at that time. But when they got in the truck, what they did was I took the truck to the dealership via tow company, both times. I got the vehicle back one time with the tow truck, and the second time I had it pulled. But what ended up happening the first time I took it, I took it to get an evaluation of the truck. And the second time I took it, it was to get it programmed. And when I took it to get programmed, the technicians, because when I took it, I didn't have any seats in the car. The only thing I had in the car were the carpets. Because the first time I took it, it didn't have any carpet in it. And the second time I took it, it had carpet in it. Because I had just replaced the body harness. So that's been back in it. Well, what ended up happening was that because there were no seats in it, and I didn't have the little cowls here, I didn't have those cowls that protect the wiring. Pardon my language, but these JAs ended up getting in and out of the truck the wrong way so many times that they actually broke or ripped out. Not ripped, I won't say broke, because the wires were still attached. They just were barely hanging on by a few strands of wire inside of the wire bundle, to the point where I gave it to them with a functioning truck where it just needed to be programmed so I can operate it. I got it back like this, just as dead as I took it to them, and the only thing that worked in the truck was the dome light, and it just flashed. So I still have yet to figure out how that does that, because the wire harness that comes in that goes to the airbag here, or something up here. The one over there goes to the console and goes to this. Well, I don't know what that connects to. I'm pretty sure if I pulled a wire diagram I could, but I'm not that interested in it. It's working. It's not malfunctioning. I don't care. I'm gonna strangle that dog. Whose dog is that? Oh, it's his dog. There's a... Yeah. Screw it. I don't know if you can see it. There's 2 dogs over there. I don't know if you see it. But there are 2 dogs over there, and they're barking at each other. It's a big dog, a little dog. I don't know. But I'm finna get inside, guys. Put some ice on my finger, because I'm not in serious pain. I'm in teeth clenching pain, pretty much. And then yeah. So I'm quite tired, and I'm not gonna want to get bit, so I'm gonna go ahead and get inside. But that's what we're up to. No issues with the truck so far. Still driving. Still having no issues with it. I need to stop driving it because that's been sitting there for just. That's been sitting there. I won't say it's been sitting there since April because I've actually driven it a couple times when I had this had a flat tire. Like I literally was driving home. The air started going out in the back left tire. I drove it home. No, not on the rim. As the air pressure was going down, I got it home before the air completely went out. Plugged it, drove that to go get the plug set, a new plug set, to plug the tire, and it's been sitting there. So it's only been driven like a handful of times. Technically, it's not a handful anymore now, is it? But it's been driven there. I've driven a handful of times since April, and it's July. I've been driving this since April. That I'm suspecting I need a head gasket replacement, so guess what I'll be doing whenever my hand decides to not bleed anymore. If anybody wants to see a head gasket replacement on a 07 FC6, let me know, because I want to see it too. Peace, guys. I can't even, I can't, Jesus Christ.